Hi, welcome to video number 2 of week 1 of Uni Ready with Pilo. This video is basically going to be about admission. So by now you probably have received a provisional acceptance or you've received an offer already, and if you have not, please worry not, because I promise you, you're not the only person. Some people get admitted really late. In my experience, out of the 3 universities that I've been in, I got accepted at UWC the earliest during the year, I think around September, and that's only because I had already had my matric results. And at UJ, I got admitted on the day that the matriculants got their results in 2022, and at UP, I got my admission on the same day that I got my matric results as well. So it differs, because in 2020 I got admitted at VITS 3 days after I got admitted at UP, and at UFS 5 days after I got admitted at UP. So it really varies. Some people get admitted during the first week of classes, the second week during orientation. So don't be too scared if you haven't heard anything back from the universities up until this point, because there still is time. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is if you have multiple admission letters, be sure that when you are picking whatever degree that you want to do, whatever course that you want to do, you are absolutely positively sure that you are either very passionate about that career, that course, that degree, or you feel like you have the guts to actually complete it and finish it. Because one thing about university is it will test your patience. It will definitely test your patience. Even when I am at the point that I am at right now with the course that I actually enjoy, I have had my patience tested countless times. I've been exhausted, I've been hopeless. It's really tiring. So you need to be sure that you have the passion and can stomach it, or if you don't have it, be sure that you can make it out alive. And I'm not kidding. Another thing I want to talk about is the fact that if you get admitted to, say, hypothetically, you applied to VITS for electrical engineering and you actually wanted to go to UJ for chemical engineering, and then you had you had registered at VITS for electrical engineering, and now you want to deregister from VITS and go to UJ. Be aware that there is like a time when, like, after registration, there's like a period where the institution, I'm not sure if it's all institutions in South Africa, I'm not entirely sure, you'll have to check with whatever specific institution that you want to go to, but you need to, there's an interval where they give you a chance to actually drop out and not have to pay the fees that you were supposed to pay for that year. Another thing that you must be aware of is the fact that changing courses within university is difficult. It's not as easy as people make it seem to be. It's really difficult because they take multiple factors into consideration, and now that you've registered, your academic history is going to follow you forever. So if you want to take a random course just because you want to take a course and are planning on switching to something else the following year, be sure that you can stomach that random course and ace it, because you are going to need those marks for that academic year in order to apply or to transition into the other course. If your marks are too low, they're not going to consider you, and you're going to have to finish that course that you never even wanted to do in the first place. So please be very careful about that. Another thing that I want to mention is the fact that there is an N+1 rule for NSFAS. A lot of people aren't aware about this, but basically the N+1 rule is that if you were supposed to finish a degree, say, in 3 years, NSFAS is going to give you 1 more year. That's what the +1 is. It's going to give you 1 more year to finish that course, just, to make space for errors or repeating modules and stuff. So if you spend that 1 year doing a course that you never even wanted to do, and then you want to transition into a different course that you actually wanted to do, and say maybe the initial course was 3 years, then you have 4 years of funds, and then you transition to a course that has another 3 years. It's not going to be another 4 years. 4 years. It's not going to be another 4 years. They're not going to fund you for that final year. If I'm not explaining it properly, then I will send a link for somebody else's video to kind of like explain properly what that actually means. Also, please be aware that NSFAS has a new 55% rule starting from 2023. This one I wasn't even aware about. I found out about it yesterday. So basically what it entails is you have to get an average of 55% in order to still be funded by NSFAS. Otherwise, they're going to cut you off. Another thing I wanted to mention is the fact that if you know in your heart of hearts that you don't want to do electrical engineering and you want to do chemical engineering at VITS and not electrical engineering at UJ, then hold off. When you get those admission letters, please hold off. Wait a little bit. Just come on. I know that there's a lot of stress that comes with being a first year, because some universities admit way more people than they can actually occupy. Okay, I don't know the proper word, but yes, I know that there's a lot of stress that comes with that season, and you might be rushing to just register at an institution because you don't want spaces to be filled out before you're able to register. But if you know deep down in your soul, in your core, that you don't want to be doing that course and the other institution hasn't responded to you, just wait a little. Because the mistake that I made when I was at UP is I took the offer to study BSc genetics when I got admitted for I forgot what the course name was, but it was something along the lines of medical sciences at VITS. So, and I got accepted at VITS 3 days later, and I wasn't even aware that I could just deregister from UP and go to VITS, and you know, the lot. So I don't want you to make the same mistakes, so hold off. Just another thing I want to add is that if you want to change courses, if you want to ditch chemical engineering for electrical engineering, if you are like a private bursary student, a corporate bursary student, be aware that that bursary is only going to fund you for whatever they said they were going to fund you for. So if they said they were going to fund you for chemical engineering, you cannot convince them to fund you for electrical engineering, because they've already done their budgets and everything. They just need you to sign the contract. So that's not how it works. So please be very, very sure, if you want to leave a certain course for a different course, be very, very sure that you have the funds to be able to do that transition. I think that's about it for video 2. I do want to say though, like, please invest time into actually verifying all of these things that I'm telling you, because I know they may not apply to every single university or every single institution in South Africa. So whatever university that you're planning on going to, please make sure that you are going to, like, you have the right information, the correct information for your individual uni. So yeah, that's it. I will see you in the next video.